Hello guys, we're continuing to watch After IR in this multiplayer game of Master of Orion 2 versus Cabman. We left off after quite a nail-biter. IR won, or should I say stole the combat, so it's no contest, which forced the army of Cabman to retreat. This is our tech right now. I will pause the video so we can see that main combat strength of IR lays in fighters plus phasers and proton torpedoes. So expect to see the ship designs with those as a core. So right now, partially a fleet of one Doom Star retreats from combat. However, as you will be able to see right now, some fleets are diverging at the system where combat was. We have a nice leader, plus 30% to ABC. It's not like it's really matters right now. However, each dime can save the day. Or something like this. I just invented this phrase on the spot. Okay, warp interdictors continue to be inbuilt. As you can see, there is a fleet which goes to a CAF system where combat war. It consists of two frigates, smallest ship hull size. However, it doesn't mean it can do much. As we was able to see last episode, IR has high technological frigates. We're able to withstand quite a stronger army. For now, we was able to see additional fleet of 2 destroyers and 2 frigates stationary nearby Cabman's forces, and it seemed Cabman quite heavily clumps up on the CAF system as a main point of entry, like a chink in the armor of IR. As you can see, defensive buildings are going at CAF right now, trying to stop this attack, this movement, aggressive movement of a Cabman. The next research would be neutronium armor. I just understood, I just thought that ammo and armor are sound quite similarly. Especially if you're not a native speaker, as you already know. Okay, so what's going to happen? How IR is going to react? I'm quite interested in that, because for now initiative stays in Cabman's hands. He's attacking, IR is defending. As you know, the best defense is a great offense. As you may noticed, some planets continue to gather production with those non-designed ships, waiting for the time when the proper design would be made to use those start production. I'm really expecting some activation from IR right now, because till now it was more or less defensive actions. Maybe we could see a bit more ship production, or maybe even counterattacks. Of course, it's all my suggestions, and IR the one playing the game and understands quite better, for the lack of better words. As it is, we don't see any sneaky moves, like adding some outposts at some unexpected places. It's all concentrated on this CAF system. All those attention. For example, as we already discussed previously, at the upper right part of the galaxy map at Kekata or Kekata system, there can be an outpost ship, and some aggressive moves could be made from that front as well. Of course, it has to be seen. For now, all the attention, it's CAF system. I'm not commenting on these mundane tasks I are doing right now. It's each turn you continue to mine your empire. Manage your building queues, your population, your food, your freighters. By the way, we have 0 right now, 0 free freighters. And by sending this population to other system, we have -5 freighters right now, so we need to build some, or to switch some population to food. So food is not occupies the freighters, so those can be freed. And now we see some action from IR's part. He sends all those produced frigates, those scepters, for three interceptors in each. Now we have a new design. It seems it's for a hero, yeah. How I know? Because it has security station in it, which makes capturing this ship with a boarding attempt much harder. And if ship is captured, leader is dead immediately. You can save him or her even with rescue pods. And I feel it's a sound choice to do. By the way, you maybe have noticed that each turn IR has a new technology researched. This is a precision. Yeah, when you have enough research points to get new technologies each turn. This is what IR doing each turn, shuffling population to get exactly the amount he needs to get a new technology. And this why we don't see like automated labs right now, because IR has enough population, enough capabilities to get research he needs, even without additional research tech in place. So to a certain turn you need to have these dynamics which would allow you to have new research each turn when you get to this point. Quite some things to think about here. But let's get back to the action. So we see the net of transitional lines, small fleets here and there, clamping up at cuff system or near the cuff system to prevent scouting or any funny action from the opposition. Still we have one turn fleet coming to a cuff system, which consists of a couple of frigates, and cuff system right now will have only one defense building and a couple ships to defend it. If this turn Cabman attacks and IR would be able to withstand this attack while preserving this defensive building, I think it's fighter garrison as well, then we would have two buildings next turn, defensive buildings, ground batteries and fighter garrison, additionally to all those fleets going to be near to defend. Let's see how it's going to resolve. I'm excited. And we don't have any combat this turn. Cabman decides not to attack. There are two frigates and two cruisers already in the cuff system, blockading it, however not attacking IR. It seems Cabman wants to get more fleet there before attacking, and IR goes for deep core mining, the best production building in the game, by the way. Plus 15 flat production and plus 3 production for each miner on production right now in this planet, on this planet. IR builds interdictors, warp interdictors even at main system, and we have the first combat battleship design. Let's see what IR would do with it. He hovers at interceptors or proton torpedoes, and proton torpedoes it is. Maybe. Great weapon. Basically a beam weapon with 28 spaces of distance. Okay, IR decides to switch to interceptors. Don't get me wrong, interceptors are great. Powerful, great weapon to have. However, considering the shielding technologies IR has, some attrition weapon may be good on those ships. Okay, so this is our design. You maybe noticed that one space were left. This allows to get a bit better combat speed and in turn a better initiative. And the more space you have, the better. But if you have zero space, you lose quite a big amount of combat speed. And now we have proton torpedo ship designed as well. So you have two types of battleships. This one is Titan, by the way, not a battleship. Has a big amount of torpedo, has a multi-wave ECM jammer, shield capacitor, so has quite a great defensive capabilities to withstand a beating, I would say. The only question, will IR have enough time to build those Titans and those battleships? He saved for this Titan quite a while. We already discussed this, we already noticed that a while ago, and now he will get it, I think, in one turn. With the jump drive, he will be in this cav system in no time. So IR is pretty close to stabilizing. With his superior technologies, he should be fine. Okay, designing some cruises. Third ship hull by size. And this is warp dissipator cruiser. Warp dissipator prohibits ships leaving combat, pretty much escaping. Again, has so much of defensive modules going and a couple of bombs for a good merit. Always good to have bombs, because planetary shields in this modification are quite great, like really great. If cav system would have a planetary shield, will have a planetary shield and both defensive buildings and maybe starbase to boot, it would be quite hard to crack. Recently we got the financial leader, and we hired him or them. Okay, additional fleet. We have an additional fleet going to a cav system, and it will be there at ETA one turn, just in one turn. So 2 fleets, additionally to those blockading cav system already, are going to be there this turn. I are assigning some officers to those special ships he designed. Okay, checking some distances. Okay, we see a fleet attacking Oculus as well. And it will be there in 2 turns because of warp interdictor, adding 1 additional turn. For the move, not allowing the enemy fleets to move freely. Great building to have, but quite costly to build and to maintain. I noticed the freighter's crisis and managing it right now. As you can see, fleet still has a big disparity between players. Cabman has much greater fleet right now. Still telepathic, and all it needs one battleship at undefended planet, and that planet would be immediately painted red. Switching sides. Okay, not a typical mining next stage, it would be mega fluxes. Widening or increasing the space of each ship by effectively 25%, and it's huge. Again, you may have more modules in those ships, more weapons, or more speed, combat speed. So you may have the same designs, but those additional 25% of free space would add quite a good substantial amount of combat speed, which would up the initiative of the ship, of the fleets and ships and those fleets. And it is huge. We saw this a couple of times already. Those small frigates moving fast and destroying opposing frigates in one go. Even before those opposing frigates could act. Initiative is the king in this type of scenario. When the glass cannons strike each other. As we expected, yeah, we see widening the field of operations front. Now IR needs to defend himself from two fronts. In episode 7 we already see those predicaments. The form of a galaxy invites the play like this, of course. Okay, no agents dying. With the Confederation or Federation technology, we had +5 to spine. That frightening Doomstar sitting in the defense, I think, to repel counterattacking. Okay, additional ship design of a frigate named Dagger. Maybe it will be renamed. Yeah, this is a torpedo one. We have an interceptor, now it's torpedoes time. Will our player use both ship designs immediately to shield his fighters with torpedoes? It has to be seen, because it may help against directed point defense fire, but when it's automatic you cannot shield your indirect weapons against automatic fire. AI always can target anything, even when he directs your ship instead of you. You see, at a certain range, if you have unspent weapon when you already made your turn, those will fire automatically. If those are not heavy mounted, doesn't have heavy mount modification. And turn. And IR actually wants to initiate combat himself, it seems. He has advantage in numbers, and yeah, IR initiates. However, the Cabman moves first. Okay, some ships going outmost right, trying to escape, I feel. Firing those ineffective rockets right now. With the shielding like this, those missiles won't do much. You can see that they can't even penetrate one side of shielding. It seems those ships would escape because IR doesn't have any torpedoes, proton torpedoes, which effectively a beam weapon. Those can hit if on the target 28 or lesser spaces away. The one difference, the torpedoes using missile defense instead of beam defense to count the hit or not, if they are hit. Okay, we had one proton torpedo frigate, but it seems the distance wasn't close enough. And we have mega fluxers. All ships would update their designs automatically. You don't need to refit ships for them to have additional space. But of course, if you want to add additional things in those designs, you need to refit and redesign your ships, which IR is doing right now. Quite powerful tech, like really powerful, especially at this point in the game. Adding some antimatter bomb to their ship's design, again to a good measure, because planetary shields in this game are quite strong and you need bombs to penetrate those, or plasma torpedoes, or Xeon missiles if ships are lower grade. Not only planetary shielding is better, the regular shields are better, and they are cumulative. So if, for example, you have a level 7 class 7 shield, regular shield, and radiation or flux shield, you will have 20 Thompson damage negation. Damage negation, which negates almost all beams, mid-tier beams, some missiles, or most of the missiles, except Xeon, I feel, or maybe Pulsar if it's overloaded. Fusion bomb would do some damage to those, but it won't be much. But antimatter bombs would penetrate those shields quite heavily. Again, shifting population to get research done, but as you can see right now, research is 2 turns instead of 1. Let's see if IR would find additional research points. Shifting population. It seems not, it seems he is content with getting this research by 2 turns. The Titan is in production. Right now I didn't see any other ships being built, but I'm easy to miss things because I'm trying to talk. Continue to develop his empire, even in the midst of war. Quite a sign to behold, actually, because it's quite easy to neglect it in favor of building unnecessary, to do unnecessary things like freaking out, or maybe forgetting something, or just overbuilding things which you don't need right now, etc. Okay, I didn't see if IR clicked on the fleet which go into Oculus enemy fleet. What's in there? I don't really know. However, will Oculus defenses be enough for those fleets? If IR doesn't move any additional forces there, then he thinks that that will be enough. And we will see how it goes, of course. I'm really excited to see if this battle resolves, because I'm curious how a newly designed IR ships would fare against numerical advantage of Cabman. And by the way, I'm saying that IR is quite ahead technologically, but it's not entirely true. Players are quite close in terms of technology. It just IR has indirect weapons in his disposal, and it seems for now Cabman uses beams with superior ship size of a Doomstar. As you can see, tech is still better at our side. Hyperdrive will be researched next turn. Hyperdrive again would up your initiative and your evasion, your beam evasion. It's maybe quite a prudent choice to make, because again, Cabman has predominantly right now inefficient scout hunters with those frigates, and his huge Doomstar with a couple of cruisers. And let's see what those cruisers are. I'm interested if those warp dissipator cruiser of IR will be in fight to prohibit those Cabman fleet retreating, if of course Cabman wants to retreat from this combat. IR thinks about something. That's normal. So much things to think about, not to miss. It's quite easy to forget that this is like a fifth hour they're playing. No, this is second day, so it's like a second hour of play. Still, I'm watching from the sidelines and I'm missing some things. It's quite easy to forget something, and it may be a critical mistake, which may lose you the whole game, especially when your opponent is telepathic. Okay, too long to build that Titan. It seems IR switched up to a battleship with interceptors. Starbases going at Madeira and Situla systems. Some planets there. Refitting ships here and there, mainly at Drago. Okay, continuing to shift and population for effectiveness, or up in effectiveness. To enhance the economy growth, production and research. Mostly right now it's production against research. To get research it needed amounts to get in 1 or 2 turns next technology, or to get a ship this turn or next turn. Okay. So that's what's going on. The Oculus we are building the Titan, however it won't be able to do that when the enemy fleet arrives, unfortunately for IR. And this episode, I think, is going to end here, because we're already close to 40 minutes mark. And the next big combat you're going to see in the next episode, guys. If you like what you've seen, please tune in to the next episode. All the links in the description. And of course, as always, have a great day and bye bye.